They told me to pack my things. Not gently, not kindly, just cold. Your sister needs the room for her bridesmaids, my mother said, eyes avoiding mine. My father just nodded, like I was a stranger overstaying my welcome. It was 2 weeks before my SATs, 2 weeks before the exam that could have changed everything. I remember standing there, my suitcase half-zipped, trying to process how temporary love could feel when it came from your own blood. My sister, Lara, stood in the hallway, silk robe tied loose, smiling faintly as she ordered flower samples on her phone. The princess of the house, the chosen one. When I asked if I could stay with her, she laughed. You? With me? God, no! It's not my problem you can't afford your own place. That's when I knew. I wasn't family anymore, just an inconvenience. I spent that night on a park bench near the train station. My phone battery died by midnight, and I used my backpack as a pillow. The city hummed like it didn't care, and for the first time in my life, I realized neither did they. But what broke me wasn't being homeless. It was remembering how many times I had stood up for Lara, when she cheated on tests, when she lied to boyfriends, when she took money from my parents and blamed me. I'd defended her every time. Not anymore. I spent the next few days at the public library, charging my phone, eating granola bars, and thinking. Thinking about her wedding, about how she bragged to me months ago that she had him wrapped around her finger. Him, Daniel, her fiancé, the rich one, the catch. He wasn't like her family, polite, grounded, loyal, too loyal. And when loyalty meets lies, the truth becomes nuclear. So I started collecting old messages, screenshots, audio clips. Lara had a habit of recording voice notes when she bragged. I had dozens. Her laughing about using him for the house, mocking his parents, saying things like, "Once the wedding's done, I'll move in, sell the jewelry, and I'm set." She said it all so carelessly, like people weren't people, just stepping stones. I didn't rush it. I waited until the night before her wedding. The house was a carnival of chaos, decorators shouting, makeup artists buzzing around, the smell of roses and money everywhere. I was invisible in that world now, but that was fine. Revenge needs silence. At 10:13 p.m., I composed the message. I addressed it to Daniel and CC'd his parents. Attached everything. Screenshots, audio files, the voice note where she called his mother a stuck-up hag. I ended it with just one line. You deserve the truth before you say I do. Then I hit send. The next morning I woke up in a cheap hostel with my phone buzzing non-stop. Missed calls from home. Dozens. I didn't answer. By noon it was everywhere. The wedding was off. Guests sent home. Flowers dumped in the trash. Daniel's family demanded explanations. Lara screamed so loud the neighbors recorded her meltdown and posted it online. By evening she was trending, for all the wrong reasons. My parents tried to call me, begged me to come home, but I didn't. I just watched the world burn from the distance it deserved. 2 days later, I ran into Daniel outside the cafe near the university I'd applied to. He looked different, calm, freed. He saw me, hesitated, then said quietly, "Thank you." That was enough. I didn't do it for gratitude. I did it because they needed to remember who they threw out. Because sometimes justice isn't about forgiveness, it's about precision. Weeks passed. I found a scholarship program that offered housing. I moved into a dorm room smaller than my sister's closet, but filled with something she'd never know: peace. My parents still pretend it was all some misunderstanding. They visit occasionally, guilt stitched into their smiles. I let them talk. I don't offer forgiveness, but I don't offer hate either. I just listen, and that's enough punishment. As for Lara, she deleted her socials, moved in with a friend, and started working at a boutique. The last I heard, Daniel's family is suing for emotional damages. Sometimes I think about the night I hit send, how quiet the room was, how steady my hands felt. It wasn't rage, It was clarity. People think revenge is about anger. It's not. It's about symmetry, about returning the world to balance when someone tips it too far. They threw me out for convenience. I threw her world into truth. And when I walked past the mirror this morning, I caught my reflection. The same eyes she once mocked for being too serious. Now I see something else in them: control. Maybe that's what growing up really means. Not forgiving those who wronged you, but finally understanding that you don't need to. The house that once felt like home is now just a building. The family that once defined me is just a story. And the sister who once laughed at me is a lesson, one I'll never forget. Because when they forced me out, they thought they were teaching me humility. What they